No matter what anybody says, I'll never get tired of Dragon Ball, bro. Because it's fun to just make fun of it, and because it's fun to watch it. And you want to talk about guilty pleasures? This is one. I'm not always looking for the best and the greatest of all storytelling, especially not from Dragon Ball. But the only thing it could have been better written wise is consistent. But that's not having fun now, is there? So let's get busy with this video. With Yurazah, the death of consistency in Dragon Ball.
Leave me alone! Ah!
Dragon Ball is a fantastic series. You probably agree with me if you're watching this video. But what makes
No. Not why everybody want to be agreed with. Y'all made me sick. At least just admit one thing that people can disagree, but still want to watch the video for curiosity's sake. Because the title itself, it contradicts what you're saying. What are you talking about? You are saying that I got like Dragon Ball just like as much as you do. Dude, I don't even know you. I don't know you. I don't know to stop it.
makes it so great? Well, there are many reasons. You could point to the excellent comedy, the high stakes and tension, the relatively simple but emotionally rich characters, but an element that some people will try to deny, but is undeniably extremely
We put some
important,
filters
is the
on, man.
consistent power scaling. Throughout the entirety of the original story, there's such a satisfying consistency to how strong anyone is at any given time. That consistency allows for someone to completely immerse themselves in the story as a believable world that plays by consistent rules. Unfortunately, outside of the story of the original manga, that consistency tends to fall to the wayside. Whether it's due to pure laziness or the previously established lore not
Wait,
fitting
what
with
was
the
that?
writer's desired narrative, regardless of the
Yo, I gotta leave you real with you. I watch that new Daimo, Toriyama's GT, and I couldn't get past like a couple of episodes, bro. It's like I was just low key falling asleep. I'm like, yo, I can't do this. But I do know what happened after that from clips on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. So it's like I don't care that much really. Do you know that even one of the people who worked with Toriyama and directors who was making Dragon Ball didn't even like Diamond like that? Like there was no innovation, bro. There was no innovation. There were tweaks and turns, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. Making Piccolo to be officially a demon, but somehow just out of space. Oh gosh, it made me think Toriyama. Yeah, writers can change whatever they want, but people not asking the question: should it even make sense for the story itself? And the answer is, if we don't care, then why should I care about your story, bro? Make it make
whether
sense.
it's due
Come
to
on.
pure laziness or the previously established lore not fitting with the writer's desired narrative. Regardless of the reason, that immersion that came so easy in the original story is often lost in later material. I feel like far too often do people not truly appreciate the value of consistency. How can there be tension at any point if any character can seemingly get a massive power boost with no explanation? Just because the writer wanted them to be stronger. That deep immersion in the original story gives you is hard to maintain when every 5 minutes you think, well, that contradicts previous events. I should be able to watch a show and believe that the world of the story could actually be real, but instead, I often feel like I'm watching an improv play that has no greater thought put into it. But that's enough babbling. I should actually start giving some examples of what I'm talking about. First things first, while I stand by the fact that the original series is extremely consistent,
Dragon
it's not
Ball,
perfect,
baby.
so I'll start by going over the relatively few mistakes there. Starting
Pretty
out, we see
simple.
Master Roshi tell Goku and Krillin to train until they can push a giant boulder. They then ask Roshi if he can do it, and he says he can, but then it's implied that he actually can't. But then later on, post-training, Goku and Krillin can push it, and Roshi
And
should.
look at the surprise on Roshi's face, bro.
But then it's implied that he actually can't. But then later on, post-training,
Look at that. Look at that. Look very closely. His reaction says it all. This old bastard can't do it. He knows it. Come on now. And this is Goku having waist on. Toriyama at this point knew what he was doing. He definitely knew what he was doing. Anything was simple.
Goku and Krillin can push it,
To the
and
point.
Roshi should be relative to that Goku, so by all logic, he should be able to push the boulder. Ultimately, this is essentially a non-issue. We don't actually see Roshi try, and this is back when gag comedy was the series' top priority. After that, there isn't really another issue till way later, in the Namek arc, where we
Nothing
get
but
into the very
gags.
contentious Zenkai boost, that being a Saiyan's
There was
ability
no
to
gags
use
on
power
this,
boost after
man.
recovering from a near-death experience. Many will claim they're wildly inconsistent, and they are, but actually, Vegeta explains that the boost is proportional to the opponent, which means this isn't really an inconsistency. However, that doesn't mean we're in the clear, because after Vegeta's initial fight with the Ginyu Force, Vegeta fights one-on-one against Jace, and despite dominating, Jace seems to still be keeping up somewhat. Then later on, without any additional power boost, Vegeta is comparable to first form Frieza, who should be somewhere around 10 times stronger than Jace. In this moment, Vegeta seemingly got around 10 times stronger out of nowhere. You could say Vegeta was that strong the entire time and just wanted to play with Jace, or Vegeta was just exhausted and didn't have access to his full power till after taking his nap. Despite potential excuses, this is an example of a relatively large unexplained power boost in the series. The other
Weird.
minor issue with Zenkai is
I thought it was Raw when Vegeta was strong enough to run fade with first form Frieza, make him stronger than Nail, stronger than any other top tier top tier members of Ginyu Force. Period. At that point. But then again, he was getting healed by how many times got healed by Tien? Just one time, right? That was before that. It was two times? Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember, bro. I know Vegeta got healed and he rested. And he was saying so the Zenkai boost is prominent no matter what.
how Vegeta says you can't knowingly inflict Zenkai on yourself, despite the fact that we see Cell and Goku both do exactly that. But it's worth
Yeah.
mentioning, in both cases, Cell and Goku didn't realize they were inflicting
Would prove Vegeta wrong all the time. Vegeta swear he knows stuff, but you could tell by the narrative. Toriyama tends to just dunk on Vegeta natural knowledge of things with new information the next page, bro. Happens every time. That's like Jonan in general. Oh wow, this man can no way he can just like push this uh just 10 tons of mountain mass, whatever. Then the person does it. Oh wow, he surpassed my expectations. Is like that for Shonen every day, even in
themselves
One
Zenkai,
Piece.
so it could be just a mental thing. Now, all my previous examples can be somewhat explained away, so it's not a big deal. But there is one example in the original manga that's just an inexcusable inconsistency. That being how after Piccolo's revival on Namek, Nail is incredibly impressed by Piccolo's power. This makes no sense. All Piccolo has done since the Saiyan Saga is travel down Snake Way, only being on King Kai's planet for a few days. For comparison, Piccolo had a
Training,
power
bro.
level below 2,000 in the previous arc,
Training.
while Nail has a power level of 42,000. But despite that, Nail acts like Piccolo is really impressive, while such a large jump in power just isn't justified by anything in the story. So I would consider this an undeniable
Training,
plot
boy.
hole in the original manga.
You really gonna ignore the fact that he was training, dude? Come on now, come on now. You give Kurama some credit. He trained a lot. Even though it's really stupid. You can tell that Toriyama was struggling with the whole power scaling numericals in this arc to the point where he jumped that shark at the very end. With the Android Saga pulled up, bro, it was done with. Make it simple. Showing that dude, showing this dude, showing that guy.
But you know, one major issue in a 519 chapter long story is insanely good. I think it would be hard pressed to find a road this long without a few cracks. Oh, and I should mention how Mr. Satan just tanked an attack from Kid Buu, but that was clearly just being presented as a gag, so I don't really count it. Oh wait, I thought of another one. After Cell
Was that
surpasses
really a
Kamikaze-
tank? Or was Kid Buu really just not taking him seriously? Can you really call it a tank? What is a tank? Is it a tank that just you suffered little to no damage? Or you suffered no, little to no damage at all. That's tanking. If you got hit, you just endured it. Tanking and enduring can be literally mean the same thing at the same time, not at all. I didn't even explain myself what the hell tanking means for some people out there. Is that the endurance, bro? That like here, we're just saying not invincible, but due to Toriyama's writing style, man, saying he's gonna survive no matter what.
That was clearly just being presented as a gag, so I don't really count it. Oh wait, I thought of another one. After Cell survives his kamikaze moment, he says he can regenerate as long as the core in his head stays intact, which would be cool if Cell didn't regenerate his entire upper half a few chapters earlier.
Oh yeah.
If you ever need an example of Toriyama being forgetful, this is it. And now that all of that is covered, we finally need to get into our main issue.
Forgetful or just I mean, Cell can evolve. I can't believe I'm doing this, bro. He could evolve and just surpass the previous version of himself. I think, or just have a different written way to say, as long any cell of mine survives, I can always regenerate. Not the cell in his head. That's just dumb. That's really just dumb.
This video, starting with Dragon Ball
I
GT.
don't call it
While I'm somewhat of a
subjective.
well-known GT glazer, that's
Wait a minute. Can you blame Toriyama for this? Considering he didn't write this, he might have like helped with the outlines, whatever information Toriyama gave. Um, People on working on GT definitely improvise a lot. Yeah, I do mean a lot.
it's only because it gets more hate than it deserves, proportionately to its debatably worse peers. It certainly has problems as well, though. I think its strongest argument over its rivals is actually how much more consistent it is in terms of power scaling, and by extension, immersion. While GT does have a lot of moments where you might say, why doesn't Goku just go Super Saiyan 3 and win? That's technically not a plot hole, as holding back is on brand for Goku. In the spirit of talking about GT's
I mean, if you want to save the universe, sometimes you just gotta like. That's just shonen in general, man. There's something boring about a character going all out off the gate and just one shotting the dude, bro, and ending the fight right then and there. If anything, all these fights for not like having the main character just go into their strongest form off the gate, tells me that they want to drag out this fight as much as possible. Even though the guy can easily just go all in. The trick is like anything commercial. It's like you gotta drag out certain things. And it's the same thing with villains not killing the hero right away because you see they gonna play with that food. Because why kill him now if I just enjoy myself and blah blah blah. Like your monologue too is it's not meant to take taken seriously like that. And nowadays I can see it changing a little bit, but then again, the status quo can be, easy to just do. Everyone can do it, and it'll be fine. And people just move on for that. It what it is.
problems. I want to make a promise. If I ever hit 1 million subscribers, I'll do a cover of the amazing GT dub opening, Step Into the Grand Tour. 1 million is a lot. No problem.
Yeah, you're never gonna do that, bro. You're never gonna do that. 36,007K subs. Yeah, that's a never do. That's a never.
Recognize this by the time we get there, right? GT actually has some weird problems with transformations. They've seemingly all forgot what a Super Saiyan 2 is, and never use it despite it being an objectively stronger form. Then, Gohan has returned to using Super Saiyan, even though in the Buu saga, he was seemingly magically granted access to his full potential in his base form.
Yeah.
During the Grand Tour, we also see these space worms that can tank Goku's Kamehameha, which is actually insane, since this implies these random worms could blow up planets in so low.
Dude, that's just the Invincible problem, bro. Even before that, even before Invincible got ever written to paper, this was still a problem in media like this, where a random worm from space can tank blasts. But then again, you gotta look at the attention. Was Goku trying to kill that bug? Was Goku really trying to kill that bug? Yeah, actually, was he trying to kill that bug? We trying to wound it, like make it stop. Because if Goku was trying to kill that bug, then of course the bug gotta survive that. More so than they think it. But if Goku truly wanted to kill that bug, so he hit with the Dragon Fist and just call it a day. Otherwise, another thing of Goku just holding back. But why holding back against monsters? Know why he would care about them if they die, bro. It made me just scared about how certain superheroes will not kill any life at all. Even lives that meant to end all lives. Like, who cared about the death of this freaking worm, bro? You might as well be a pacifist at this point. I'm saying that Goku should not hold back against monsters like this. Same thing for Omni-Man against that one dude, or that one beast in season, was it 4? 4 of Invincible, bro. Why do that? Like, even the freaking narration or Omni-Man himself never explained, like, yo, why he didn't want to go and kill the freaking bug right off the gate. He could. It's so easy. Just say, hey, I'm just training Oliver to just, fight. And also to teach him not to control his strength. Use it when it's necessary. So simple. So simple. Because understand your audience. Not everybody's smart. Not everybody's smart, man. Okay, so you gotta be obvious with it. You just have to be obvious, man. It's 2026. I don't know what to tell you, man. The education system is trash.
Frieza. Then the writers seemingly forget Planet Tuffle is actually the same as Planet Vegeta, meaning it has 10 times gravity, so none of these Earthlings should be able to survive here. In terms of the actual plot, though, I kind of take issue with how often the crew pours their energy into Goku to restore his power. They do this a few times, and it just doesn't make sense. Based on events in the story, we can say Goku is literally hundreds of times stronger than everyone else in base. So, them getting Goku their power should barely...
But you gotta remember, Goku hold himself back a lot. He hold himself back a lot to the point that even beings who shouldn't even hurt Goku hurting Goku. Gotta keep the fights interesting, otherwise he'd just be Saitama.
barely make a difference. Then, in the Shadow Dragon Saga, we run into an issue where Super Saiyan 4 Goku was previously able to keep up with Omega Shenron, but despite that, after becoming Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he's somehow not able to one-shot Omega. Considering how strong Fusion was back during Z, and Goku was already strong enough to fight Omega by himself, Gogeta should absolutely be able to casually one-shot him with ease. Then, in the scene where Omega Shenron is bodying the Swap...
Wait, what are you saying? I wasn't reading that. Oh my gosh. Because someone argue Omega Shenron has an ability that lets him regenerate from a deadly attack at cost of losing his 6 extra Dragon Balls. It also happens after Goku Dragon Fist him. Yeah, you
casually one-shot him.
Answer your question, dude.
Then,
Answer
in the
your
scene
question.
where Omega Shenron is bodying the SWAT, not only does Mr. Satan survive the attack, but basically everyone here should have been turned to mush from a single attack from Omega. Unless you think he's sparing them so they can die with the planet.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Villain will play with the fool for the sake of like not killing people. And then again, you gotta understand the intention of the writers, man. You honestly don't want the hero to get killed off, even though it makes sense for the villain to do such just that. But he's not gonna.
But that's a bit of a stretch. Anyways, that puts GT at 6 power-related plot holes to Z's 2. And since Daima is sort of a spiritual remake to GT, we'll do that one next. I would describe Daima as death by 1,000 cuts. It's absolutely full of weird little things. Yeah. But let's just go through, and you'll see what I mean. Starting out, the wish on the Dragon Balls to make our gang kids shouldn't have worked. It's established multiple times that the balls can't affect people stronger than their creator. You might say I didn't fault GT for this, but GT kinda got around this by creating a separate set of Dragon Balls that follow separate rules, while also having a much more powerful creator. There's no excuse in Daima though. They try to establish this weird idea of white and black magic, but no, you can't just lazily retcon it here and act like it's not contradicting previous lore. After that, Goku ventures into the Demon Realm. This is where we run into Daima's second issue, that being how, unlike GT, that very smartly established Goku's instant transmission doesn't work in his child body. Daima goes out of its way to confirm Goku can still do it, so the entire plot falls apart. Since instead of wasting several days traveling, Goku should be able to just teleport anywhere in the Demon Realm instantly, with the show never presenting a reason this couldn't be done. Goku could teleport to a separate dimension in the afterlife, as well as someone...
Sometimes you gotta make excuses for why certain characters can't do things. If you're not making excuses, the guy's not doing it. Can we fault it to stupidity? Man, at this point, I'm gonna do some sound effects for my stuff. I don't know how I'm supposed to do it well with it. Probably just doing OBS. Anyway, make some excuses, bro. As a writer, you gotta make excuses to why a character not doing X, Y, Z. If you're not, then it's a plot hole. I don't know what to tell you.
And he's never met before on the other side of the universe in Dragon Ball Z. Distance and even dimensional barriers should not be an issue. Next problem is how Daima Goku is incredibly slow. No matter how you interpret events, characters even during early Dragon Ball moved so fast that normal people couldn't even see them with the naked eye. They then go on to get millions of times faster. My issue here is every time their plane breaks down in Daima, my initial reaction is, Goku should just lift the plane from the inside and land it himself. There's no reason a plane with Goku inside it should crash like this. He had several seconds to react, which is an eternity for a Dragon Ball character. In the second Demon Realm, they run into the Kraken, and later on the Megath Child and his dog. These are giant creatures that are established to be much stronger than Super Saiyan Daima Goku. Now, while the Daima characters are weakened due to the Child Wish, I think most people will agree with me that they're at least as strong as their Namek Saga selves. Namek Goku could literally blow up a planet hundreds of times over, casually. But you expect me to believe these giant monsters are too much?
We've never seen them do it. But then again, there's no evidence that he can't do it. Same time, if there's evidence he could do it, yeah, because he's relevant with this even this guy and that guy. Then again, if Super Saiyan grade whatever, 6, 7, whatever Goku can threaten the Earth with a Kamehameha blast, then I can see he can easily destroy Namek too, or anything have a bigger size than Namek potentially. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Ugh.
much for them. It's just too much of a stretch for my suspension of disbelief. You're telling me that every single one of these giant dudes can blow up the planet they stand on? There's no way a normal society could function like that. Things then somehow get worse, as our gang is struggling against an army of generic fodder. Listen, I hate these stun guns that seemingly do massive damage to Goku and Vegeta. I'm literally thinking of making an entire video going on just how badly these guns completely break the logic of the series, but just for now, let's just accept they can hurt Goku. Even with that,
This is. I'm so happy I didn't freaking watch this. Not entirely. Not in entirety. I can't believe how people say it was good. Don't tell me it's Demon Rays. Stop it, bro. Stop it. The kid version just like this weaker, bro. Come on. They can't react to bullets, dude. Spare me, man. Spare me.
like I said earlier, Goku should be unbelievably fast. None of these shots should ever hit him.
Boom.
Goku should be able to knock out this entire army in less than a
I
second.
hate the trope of when your main character got nerfed, but he's weaker. But how weak we talking about? He should not be weak to the point that he's struggling against bums with stun guns. Stop it, bro. Stop doing that crap. It's boring. Cause you know the dude could get saved. And upscaling the bums, bro. I fully go against any narrative when the writer upscaled the bums just to draw up stakes for the character just having the streets to not blitz these guys. There's no reason. I hate that. There's no reason to say, hey, let this guy show against bums. Why? Because I said so. You think that's good writing to you? Does that even matter if you're writing good stuff or just want to have fun? If you want to have fun, have fun. But don't spend me taking a series seriously after that. That one scene you pull up. Don't spend me that. Don't spend me to take any seriousness with any other future projects you got going forward. I'm gonna laugh at you. I ain't taking you seriously. And that's simple. It's seriously that simple.
In base form. It's ridiculous how bad this scene is. I'll say once again, I don't understand how people can see this and not treat it as the massive issue that it is. Now, despite all the previous issues, I was enjoying Daima a lot. It wasn't really until here that my aversion was 100% broken, and I was truly ripped out of the show, just feeling a pit in my stomach, disappointed at how bad my new Dragon Ball show apparently was. It's impossible to take this seriously. It doesn't fit in with the previously established.
But the kids, bro, the kid version, so they gonna struggle. And how much they struggling? They're struggling a lot. And there's demonic weapons. They can easily be built on Earth. So it will have the same effect. This is crazy.
Story at all, and somehow we're not done. Once we get into the final battle with Gomer, our gang is restored
Yup.
to adults. Once they are, we learn that our gang was so massively nerfed by the Child Wish that even Super Saiyan 1 Vegeta performs better than Super Saiyan 4 Kid Goku. This means our guys got 50 to
Wow.
100 times weaker from the Child Wish, which is ridiculous. In the manga, it's never implied that people's ki gets massively stronger as they grow into an adult, as Kid Goku or Krillin were never considered weak in early Dragon Ball solely because they're kids, and they don't get a massive power boost just for growing up. Kids being massively weaker than adults just has never been a thing in Dragon Ball. But even if we accept that premise, it's still wrong, because earlier in the show, they say the Tamagami who Goku defeated was stronger than Deborah, the same Deborah who was equal to
What?
Perfect Cell in the Buu Saga. Based on
Perfect
that
Cell.
statement, you would think Goku didn't get any weaker after becoming a child. But then, this ending completely contradicts that. And I'm gonna say it, the Tertian Eye is stupid. It just magically makes you hundreds of times stronger every 5 seconds infinitely. They never give it a satisfying origin story, so it's just the most overpowered thing in existence with no reason given. You can't base the entire climax of your story that's supposed to be taken seriously around a single item, then wave it off at the end as a gag and not elaborate.
That's Toriyama for you, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. That's Toriyama, bro. He loves to have fun with all this great storytelling he does, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man. Dude, you can't sacrifice fun for the sake of this consistency. But that's Toriyama for you, man. Like, he want to have fun with his series, even though he tend to go beats very serious with his, his power scaling and his power scaling. Like measuring power from one character to another. He tend to still want to have his own way for narrative speaking. Like, he already knows the villain gonna lose in the end. It doesn't matter how we're gonna get there. That could be entertaining for everybody else. Entertaining to let me see the conclusion. If not, then it's gonna be a different thing altogether.
comedy isn't a replacement for good story. So that means if we combine some of Daima's problems together, that means Daima has 6 power-related
Gosh, that freaking design is terrible, dude. It's so bad. The kid version is terrible. Yeah, I get it. Make the arm look like monkey-like, bro, but it's still bad. Gosh, damn, dude.
plot holes, which is equal to GT. But then you realize GT is over 3 times longer than Daima, meaning proportionally to its runtime, Daima was actually over 3 times more inconsistent than GT. Now, of course, you all know why I say Super for last.
That's a feat. That's a feat, bro. And this time, Toriyama definitely wrote Daima to be his own thing compared to GT. And GT, with all its faults, somehow still was way more consistent and inconsistent than Daima with his inconsistencies, bro. It's hilarious to me.
Super is so chock full of inconsistencies that it makes GT look like an icon of consistency. Now, some people will say, well, the manga is better. Yeah, you're right, the manga is better.
The
Let's
source
only
material,
cover the
of
manga
course.
version in this video, since it's better. The first thing it debatably does better is cut out the narrative from the movie and anime, where Goku absorbs the power of the god form into his base. While this actually makes the story of the arc much worse, since Goku gaining that power by himself, without the help of others, was important to the themes of the movie. But it would go on to make a ton of problems in the later arcs, so the manga removing it dodges a ton of those power-related inconsistencies. Once we get into the Destroyers tournament, though, I'm not a big fan of Frost's poison needle strategy that lets him essentially one-shot Goku. I'm not saying Goku needs to be immune to poison, but I don't like that Frost was able to just stab Goku with a needle so easily. Goku is on guard and powered up. Weapons have always generally been ineffective in Dragon Ball, like with characters blocking Trunks'
Yeah, charge would be key,
If
dude.
Frost's tactic here is possible, then everyone in Dragon Ball should be fighting with weapons all the
Everybody
time.
should be gun
Now,
level.
generally, this one isn't too bad in the grand scheme of things, but our next one is much worse. We need to discuss the mess that is
Nah, it was actually bad. Because after that, Piccolo lose to freaking Frost. And Vegeta had to be the one to take him out. Along with Gaia, then lose to Hit, and Goku again. But Goku still loses. It's like, why do I want to see my MC losing like this? How is this good storytelling to see my MC lose? Every single arc. Every single arc. And people who are a big fan of Goku, you understand your favorite character barely wins his fights in his own series? One-on-one? You wanna know why? I don't. I don't even know why Toriyama does that, bro. I don't know. It's dumb. It's really dumb to me.
transformations in Super. It's important to preface that even in the manga version, Goku and Beerus nearly destroy the entire universe. Power scaling in Dragon Ball has always been contentious, but generally, Cell was solar system level, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the Buu Saga is like 5 to 10 times stronger than that. So Goku going from a bit above solar system level to universal in the god form is a massive boost, to the tune of like several billion times stronger. However, despite this impressive destructive feat, the form is never treated like such a massive boost in power in the manga. Goku fights Hit while in his Super Saiyan form before going into the God form, and based off of the universal boost, Goku should one-shot Hit here, but the manga treats it like it's only a decent boost above Super Saiyan. Then, later on in the Goku Black arc, we see Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta losing to a regular Super Saiyan Goku Black after a power boost. Then, after that, Goku and Vegeta are still able to somewhat compete with Goku Black's Rose form. All of this is to say, the God forms are never treated like the colossal boost the universal feat implies. Which just boils down to Toyotaro not realizing how big of a jump it is for Goku to go from solar system level to universal.
He's not a real power scaler, man. He just writes the stories. Well, it makes sense in his head. He just gotta write it. He's just gonna write it. Doesn't matter, bro. I feel sorry for this dude, bro. He's responsible continuing with Dragon Ball, but at this point, I don't think he want to do it because how could you continue it? In what way? In one vision, bro? Could be anything, dude. Yeah, I heard that for Xenoverse 3 story, it was also written by Toriyama, like an outline manuscript, whatever you called it. After that, what ideas can you do with Dragon Ball, bro? I mean, Dragon Ball is still famous around the world, but how long can you like potentially continue to like sell some Dragon Ball stuff? How long can you do that? Till the interest of Dragon Ball dries out completely. Give it like probably the next 30 years. I'm just being generous with the 30 years part. Because, not mind you, Naruto came out within the early 2000s. Before that, like somewhere in the late 90s. Naruto not going like it'll be irrelevant anytime soon, bro. Not even Boruto. Boruto keeping Naruto alive. People remembering Naruto from Boruto. So things are like me personally. Oh my gosh, let's let the series end, bro. Like people can still buy stuff, man. Look, if there's not gonna be new characters from DC and Marvel to like shine, and you always go spit out Batman and Spider Man, that is the fans who like to see these characters do stuff. They have to be popular than any other new age hero or hero that got never got a spotlight to begin with. You're never gonna get that chance, unfortunately. It what it is. So, God forbid, 10 years from now, when One Piece ends, people still gonna talk about One Piece after that. But who gonna be the number one manga after that? I have no clue. None. So when people fully get tired of Dragon Ball, One Piece gonna be their main cast cow. But when we're done with that, give like 50 years or more, then shit. I don't have an answer for that, man. I really don't know.
Soul. Now, while this is undeniably an inconsistency, if we just don't think about how ridiculous destroying the universe is, and just take that scene as Toyotaro saying, Goku is really strong, then it's actually not such a big deal. But you do need to accept that the God forms
Every
aren't
arc.
an insanely large boost, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. Getting into our next topic, in the Goku Black arc, we see that Goku Black can low-diff Super Saiyan 2 Trunks in his base form. This is important because later on, that same Super Saiyan 2 Trunks is equal to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And no, Trunks didn't unlock a separate form. I've heard some people say that, but Vegeta literally says he didn't transform on the same page. Anyway, that means Trunks is 4 times stronger than Goku in base. I think we can all agree that Goku and Vegeta
A battle-hardened warrior that was fighting, training with the Kais, beating Dobora, the four summoning freaking Boo in his world, his timeline. Literally the ultimate defender of Earth. After he defeated the androids. The only time he was struggling was Black pulling up. He came out of nowhere, buying a mess out of freaking Trunks, and you don't even imagine the gen copies this kid was getting. And so yeah, I'm not surprised that this kid was able to like go toe to toe with Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
are equal at this point. But despite that, Vegeta is seemingly equal to Goku Black in power. This is of course a contradiction, because Goku Black is significantly stronger than Trunks, but Trunks is significantly stronger than Goku, but Goku is apparently equal to Goku Black? Make it make sense. Oh, that's right, you can't. A bit after that, Vegeta trains himself in the time chamber.
Why bother? Why bother? I thought we were having fun.
Entire year before his run back with Goku Black. From that training, he gets a massive boost, surpassing Black. But despite that, Goku is still treated as equal to Vegeta in the next arc, with no reason given. Toyotaro seemingly just forgot that Vegeta should be stronger. After Goku Black, Goku fights some street-level goons, and a bullet is able to draw blood.
Bombs!
I shouldn't need to...
Again. Why are you getting... This is a stupid comment, bro. I'm gonna have Goku get hit by a bullet. Why? Bums? We can't have a main character be strong against bums. All the feats you've shown to me in the past to this point is like, why did that make any sense? Why? Have at least a second opinion, bro. Don't tell me it was Toriyama's outline, his vision, to make Goku still struggling against bums, bro. Come on.
explain this. But Kid Goku got shot point blank in the face by a bullet, and it didn't even leave a scratch. So this makes no sense. Into the tournament proper, the manga version of this tournament is nearly unrecognizable from the anime version. Our first point of contention is how base Frieza is seemingly comparable to Super Saiyan Caulifla, who should be around or stronger than Kava, who is equal to Vegeta in base. That base Vegeta should be stronger than the base Frieza Caulifla is fighting here. So by all logic, Caulifla should be fighting in her base form here. It makes
that's the problem. The logic to what? To the story? Are you okay, dude? You expect consistency to logic in Dragon Ball at this point? This guy is a riot, man.
No sense Frieza can keep up with her Super Saiyan form. That transitions us to Kale, who is consistently much more impressive than her anime counterpart, seemingly on Goku Blue's level. I point that out because she goes
Amazing.
on to get overwhelmed by the Pride Trooper B team
Some
that was previously
bombs.
being overpowered by Super Saiyan Goku, which is a massive power gap.
Bombs.
Vegeta tries to explain it by saying her attacks are all brute strength and can be seen through easily. Absolutely not. I don't care how much
If
more
that was
speed
the
you are.
case,
If your opponent is at least
if that's the case, they should be dodging her every moment for every strike she throws. And Goku should have no reason to block any of her attacks. No reason. There's no reason. It made Vegeta look stupid again. And I don't think it was even Torotaro's intent either, man. Oh my gosh. Jabo continue to get away with this every time, bro. I'm gonna call it out, bro. Yo, we gotta go get to the Canola arc. Please talk about the Canola arc, bro. Please talk about Canola. Look, I don't care about much of this stuff. Wait, the Pride Troopers? Oh, let me go to that. Let me go to that. Let me go to that. No, the Roshi one. Go to Roshi. Go to Roshi. Go to Roshi. Go to Roshi. I don't care about this stuff, bro. Yeah, bums. I don't care.
garbage that comes next. While fighting Kasserole, it's established that in the manga, Master Roshi hasn't gotten any stronger. That would put him somewhere around the thousands in terms of power level due to the events of Resurrection of F.
He as strong as these freaking Frieza bombs, bro. And yeah, these products were supposed to be like above any type of threat, grunts that Universe 7 had to offer. And they can't even touch Roshi.
Power level of 1,000 literally being nothing. Even the most conservative of estimates would put Buu Saga Super Saiyan Goku millions of times above Roshi. But despite all of that
Jeez.
logic junk, Roshi is so skilled, so smooth, so
Jiren.
simple, he's able to clash with Jiren for an
Jiren.
extended period of time. Like with Kale, this is ludicrous. I don't care how skilled you are.
Yeah.
An ant could have all the knowledge in the universe, but it's not going to save him if an elephant decides to step on him. How is he dodging this attack? Jiren should be able to pick him up and place him out of bounds before Roshi can even...
And you can't even say the excuse that Jiren playing with his food. Jiren literally cannot hit him. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Jiren not playing with his food. He's not the villain of this thing, bro. And I have the villain mindset. He's a hero. He literally cannot hit Roshi. He can't hit Roshi till he does. But at that point, he shouldn't even be strong with Roshi. See, you make even the antagonist, one of the strongest guys in the universe, look sorry in the face of bombs, bro. Hilarious.
perceive what's happening. This single moment is worse than every issue in GT combined. But the Super manga is still better, right? Well, yes, it's still much better than the Super anime. The anime has so many more problems. Like,
Stupid.
so many. Anyways, the rest of the Tournament of Power is
Spirit
fine,
Sword.
bringing us into the
Kill him with the Spirit Sword, bro. Kill him with that, bro. Kill him with that.
Moro arc, which many
Stop it.
consider to be the best arc in Super. And in terms of consistency, I tend to agree, but a few problems still slip through the cracks. Starting
Still a
with my
problem.
least favorite topic, the incredible, amazing, invincible space guns. We see these goons able to keep up with Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta, but despite that, Jocko's gun is still
Yo, who are these bums, bro? Why are these bums so strong? I swear, every bum in every arc tends to be amazingly powerful. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did I say here? Moro must only be absorbing energy from us. Blast. These fools aren't getting any weaker. Dude, it's on the page. Yurazah. Your freaking complaint is pointless? Cause what is this on the page right here, bro? What is this? Can you explain to me this? Come on.
able to one-shot them here. Like I said before, I could make an entire video on how these guns break the lore of the entire series, but I'll very briefly mention here that if such powerful guns existed, there's no way Frieza's family could stay in power for so long. Their
Come on,
entire
dude.
empire is built upon the culture of power levels, and Frieza being seemingly invincible. But if these guns that can just one-shot anyone exist, someone would have sniped Frieza a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying, dude. But was the Galactic Control that prominent back then with the technology they had?
It's not like Frieza is shy about going out. People would have lots of opportunities to one-shot him. It completely ruins the martial arts fantasy.
Wait. That's assuming that Toriyama had those guys in the back of the head way back when he was writing the manga, bro. I guarantee you, those Time Patrol guys was not even introduced until Super was a thing. So it's really hard to like supplement them in the past works if they would never envision. Heck, I don't think Toriyama even wanted to continue Dragon Ball after after Piccolo, like I do mean like the tournament Piccolo, not the world domination Piccolo, or the Saiyan Saga. No, not Saiyan Saga. Maybe the Frieza Saga. No, definitely the Frieza Saga. Cell Saga even. Blue Saga is supposed to be the definitive end. So Pride Pride Patrol, no, what was it? Patrol, Space Patrol, blah blah blah. It wasn't even a thought. So it's really hard to put this like new continuity in this in Dragon Ball if we never thought of the dream. And the question you're asking is pointless. The Korean didn't think about this all the way through.
No longer is training in martial arts king, guns are once again at the top of the food chain, just like in the boring real world. Moro continues to be pretty consistent after that though, except for when the androids arrive to fight 7-3 while using Moro's power. They treat this like a big gotcha moment because he can't absorb the android's power, but it genuinely shouldn't matter. In the manga, 17 is considered around Super Saiyan 3 Goku level, so by all logic, 7-3 with Moro's power should just be able to Lotus them here. But for some reason he can't. After that, there's one more moment that causes some problems, that being near the end of the arc, where Beerus implies he can take care of Moro for our guys. Now, for the most part, the manga has fixed the issue with Beerus the ever-moving goalpost. In the anime, it seems like Goku is going to surpass Beerus literally in every arc. Alternatively, the manga never makes such implications, at least until this moment. Because back during the Tournament of Power, Jiren is described as stronger than Belmod, Belmod being portrayed as one of the strongest gods of destruction. Now, even though Beerus is still stronger than Belmod, it's pretty obvious that the other gods are somewhat relative to Beerus, being able to cause noticeable damage to him. During
Not just all of them, but that one mouse is supposed to be just relative to Beerus. Arguably Balmu too, but they're not the point of the contention. It's a litmus test between like the mortals themselves versus the gods. So they're not gonna be fleshed out all the way through. They're just placeholders of strength. So they ain't gonna keep that fleshed out all the way through. So who cares how strong a god's instruction is? The mortal's gonna surpass him at the end of the day.
Goku is able to clash evenly with Jiren in his Ultra Instinct form, and Moro is considerably stronger than even that. But despite all that,
and he's still not at Beerus' level, which is up. It's like, would Goku ever surpass Beerus? Probably not.
Beerus tightens his belt, pulls up his sleeves, and confidently.
If that was the case, it'll be the end of Super low key. There'll be no point of Beerus being here. Period.
Declares that he'll take care of Moro for Goku. Why, Toyotaro? You were doing so good. Anyways, let's just get into the Granola arc, in which, while technically not a contradiction,
I should have went with this all the way through from the very beginning, dude. The Granola arc pissed me off. If you peep at my old content about the Granola arc, I'm pissed. I'm pissed, dude. The 2-star the 2-ball whatever you call it, dual dragon. Stupid, bro. Dumb. Hate it. Stupid.
I really don't like the idea that sacrificing 150 years of life for power can just instantly let you reach Goku's level feels so cheap. Is that really all Goku's power is worth? I just don't like it. But outside of that, this arc is honestly pretty good. It genuinely does feel like Toyotaro has been gradually improving as he goes on. I do have other issues like the Bardock.
To what degree? The writing? Alright, so some no-name aliens was partnered with Frieza. One of them had a beef with Bardock. Bardock beating them. Saiyans are bad in Gurren's eyes. Goku, Vegeta, indirectly telling them that they're different without, like, putting the Saiyans in a good light. Like, they're not trying to, like, defend the Saiyans' actions what they did. They're telling them, like, yo, we not bad as them. Okay, we just us. We different. We didn't care about that. And then they gas steampunk machine team, blah blah blah. I didn't care about these guys at all, bro. And I thank God for Frieza pulled up and just end the arc the way it did. It was terrible, bro. Horrible. Mid. I don't know why you think so good about
old
this.
Special designs earlier in the manga, but now we're seemingly just swapping over to the minus version, despite the old ones already making a previous appearance. But neither of those are power-related problems. Now, near the end of the...
It does break my immersion, too. Like, at that point, what continuity should I take seriously? The one currently, the one in the past. The one in the past is irrelevant, then strange change, you ask me. Very strange change. 100% change all around. It does worth is worthy of criticism, bro. Seriously, we can't be picking and choosing for everything. That's like not worth talking about. If it breaks your immersion of the story itself, because different designs can't break the immersion. It would make no sense for the story at all if they did that all the time. So just bad overall.
The manga, Toyotaro makes an extremely bold move. He has Vegeta say that they have been at their peak for a long time, and all the gains they've got over the last few arcs were the result of being more and more efficient in how they use their power over time. This is certainly an interesting idea, but it's full of problems. You can't just write the story the way you've been writing
No,
it.
no, no. Like, yeah, you're at your peak, but you're still struggling against bumps. Explain that. Explain that, Vegeta. Come on. Explain it more in depth. You say you're at peak, but you're still struggling against bumps.
The final hour, try to retcon everything. Like, it's totally always been this way, guys, I promise. Goku very explicitly gets more powerful from his emotions in the last arc, and the entire premise of Vegeta's alter ego is that he gets more powerful from taking damage. But if this is the road Toyotaro wants to go down, let's keep going with that in mind. Moro literally got stronger by absorbing more energy. It's silly to say he was just better at utilizing the energy he had. Then, during the next arc, when Frieza kills Gas, he explains he wasn't considered for the wish to become the strongest because he was outside of the universe. Why would he say that if their power was
outside of the... Oh, I forgot about that freaking... I totally forgot about this. I remember reading this when I was just walking. I'm walking on the street and just being like baffled, like how wild the trajectory of like Gas dominating, then Gas struggling, Gas dying, then Gas sees Frieza, freaking Frieza destroys Gas, probably the most graphic way possible, especially for a kids series like Dragon Ball Kids series, hilarious. And Frieza isn't open now because I want to have my fill. Again, like I like the consistency. Frieza does play with his food, so he expect Vegeta and Goku to get up there in strength eventually, whatever that means, whenever that happens.
actually equal.
I really
it's just
don't care.
Now, there's no manga version of the Broly movie, so we kind of just need to assume the movie
Never.
is canon to the manga. It's laughable.
No, it is canon to the manga, bro. 'Cause what else is there? What else is there? If they talk about the events of Broly, Goku, and Vegeta fighting each other, and they're not going to show the details of it, assume, yeah, no, it's better to know that is the case. That is the case. It's been years since the movie happened, so it makes sense to like say, yeah, anything that happened in the movie definitely happened in the freaking manga, bro. So keep it accountable.
To apply this
Make
logic
it simple.
to Broly, who just constantly gets astronomical boosts. You think this man is taking extra care to conserve energy? You know, it's not the worst idea in the world to say everyone is at the peak of power and are now just figuring out ways to use their limited energy in more efficient ways. But you can't just retroactively apply it to the previous story when you clearly weren't writing that part of the story with it in mind. But going forward, if he ever gets to continue Super, I think it could be an interesting idea to explore further. Oh, and just for comparison, that puts the Super manga at a total of 14 power-related plot holes, compared to GT and Daima's 6 each. Now, because Super is a manga, and much longer, it's hard to directly compare to the others, but I can say, in my subjective opinion, if I had to rank them, GT's inconsistencies are significantly less bad than the others, while Super is full of weird mistakes that probably could have been avoided if it had slightly more attention to detail. But Daima is especially bad. It's incredibly hard to feel immersed in the story of Daima at any point. Nearly every episode is plagued with, that shouldn't have happened, that doesn't make any sense, or why can't Goku just do this? It's definitely the worst. Now, before I end off, I just want to say, all of these series have good qualities too. I only care so much because I love Dragon Ball and want to see it continue to...
As long as Dragon Ball making the big bucks for Shonen Jump, it'll never end. Period. Yes, you are wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong. Goku can't teleport and Diamond. It seems I didn't explain it well enough in the video, so I'm going to be familiar with someone tell Goku doesn't need. No, it's power. It's power source. It's key. Majin don't have key. Yes. Yo, people just flame me in the comments. Let me see the rest of you guys. Not sure he does 10 push-ups. Nah, he's so at Jiren. Yeah. Lol, Vegeta's powers is nap is my favorite theory. Power nap. Oh man, I'll take that. I think Anime tried to ratify this case by portraying it like it was toying with Jace the whole fight. With UES, you basically just need to accept that characters are only strong when plot demands it. That's fiction, period. One of the weirdest thing about power scaling gotta be Gohan, he's only strong when the story needs him to be. Like, bro, he doesn't train for years. That's right. But suddenly he's at Goku Blue level after like a few minutes of training. Man, unrealistic. In Dragon Ball, the fiction, the cartoon, the anime, the action fighting manga with sci-fi elements and mythology in it, or realistic. Oh no! What are we doing here, dude? That he gets a new transformation out of nowhere. For real, Gohan's one of my faves, but pouncing in bad writing for him is just wild. The answer to Diamond is simple. Dende is just built different and can solve the first GG. Yo, I'm done, bro. I'm done, bro. People like say, hey, and people be going after the haters of Dragon Ball, but y'all understand why the haters be hating, and it's justified for their hate. I don't know what to tell you, man. This hate justified. I know what to tell you. It is what it is. The series is bad. But I can actually just enjoy the badness, bro. I can enjoy the slop. Like, growing up is realizing I'm 29 at this point. Is that the series you watched back then is actually worse off. But does it destroy your enjoyment knowing that it's bad? I can find some funny moments in the Boo saga. It just laugh my ass off. They're just taking the story seriously, bro. 'Cause if Toriyama not taking the story seriously like that, why should you? That go for any other new shonen going out there right now. Current shonen that going on right now. What point do you take these series seriously if the manga have no problem doing a gag, doing a funny moment with it, doing the fan service around it? Fire Force. I don't know why people think that's good. For some reason, oh, the fan service is there, like prove a point about something. The problem is, it's so redundant that it kills. It literally kills my interest in it all the way through. And it has some like decent characters I want to like follow through, no problem. But the gimmick gets old when you just hear the gimmick more and more and more and more and more. And I'm thinking to myself, who likes this? Who likes this gimmick crap? You be seeing it every single time. It's like watching the freaking episodic series, like Ed and Eddie. Like no matter what they do, they always do the scams. Ed's gonna be stupid. Ed's gonna be smart. Ed's gonna be a scammer. It's always consistent for every other episode, every other season. Until that one movie. Then everything else, it doesn't matter at that moment, at that point. Period. So, what are your thoughts on the consistency of Dragon Ball? At this point, you already know the answer to that. Come on. Just like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Y'all be safe, be easy, be chill. Man, Dragon Ball. I don't hate Dragon Ball. I don't like this the story how it, like Sentai became. I think it was always Sentai low key. Why have Goku lose all his fights? Come on, make that make sense, y'all.